We are all Betzedek.
I am Betzedek.
I am Betzedek.
I am Betzedek.
Your Honor, this case is about a family trying to maintain their dignity, paying their bills, not committing any crimes. My name is Cesar Noriega. I'm an attorney at Betzedek Legal Services, and I help families like these keep their homes. Landlords, new landlords that are more like speculators and investors will target minority communities, go in there and purchase the properties or rent control units. Then what they'll do is they'll try their best to confuse tenants, to say they didn't get paid the rent.
Primero pusieron una carta en la puerta.
Me enteré muy tarde que era la tercera carta ya, entonces ahí es cuando me preocupé.
Para esto ya me había platicado Carmen de su problema que tenía igual.
At Betzedek, we see things like this all the time. Carmen Dircio was being evicted for not paying $8.
Lo único que puedo hacer yo por ti es darte 3 semanas de plazo y desocúpame el apartamento. Si no quieres que tu récord quede manchado.
Well, I was scheduled to go on vacation the following Monday, and I get a call on late Friday from a woman who's being evicted. I had to help her because if I don't help her, nobody else will. Then she'll lose her home.
Me asusté porque ¿de dónde vamos a ir? Solo soy yo y mi mamá.
Yo salí llorando. Salí llorando porque para mí la injusticia me duele mucho. A mí no me gusta la injusticia. Y yo estaba considerando que ellos son muy injustos. Y tantas gentes humildes que estamos en este país, que todos nos duele a veces que nos echen por algo que no tiene caso. Pero Dios es grande y nunca lo deja uno. Este varón, el licenciado Noriega, para nosotros es un ángel.
So this was a perfect case. Lady's lived there for a long time. She's not going to be evicted just like that. If she goes down, it's going to be a battle. I will be defending her.
Me despreocupé tanto porque yo ya estaba empacada, ya estaba lista por si acaso nos decían que nos teníamos que ir.
I'll never forget the moment when we came out of the courtroom after the judge had ruled in our favor. So when I told her we had won, I wish I could describe to you the glow in her eye.
La abrazó y le dijo, ganamos, le dijo. Estaba feliz ella.
Yo bendigo la asociación que les paga a ellos para que ellos hagan ese labor tan hermoso. Lo bendigo a él, que él nos ayudó.
The work that Betzedek does is the most important type of law that anybody can practice, because what you're doing is that you are helping a family, an individual, a single person who nobody else will help. And by you helping that person, you're transforming that person's life. We help so many people every day that you go home refreshed.
I am Betzedek.
Ako ay Betzedek.
We are all Betzedek.
Betzedek has an incredible training program for law students and young lawyers who come and work with us. They get the chance to help our clients and emerge from here with a real commitment to giving back, either as lawyers in private practice or as people who become public interest lawyers in their careers.
My name is Sharona Kianmad. I'm a student at Loyola Law School, and I did my externship at Betzedek Legal Services.
Sharona is amazing. She is this terrific young law student who's going to be a great lawyer because she's gone to Betzedek, which has the finest training program to put out great lawyers.
Typically, law students are not given a lot of opportunity to get to be in court, to write the certain motions, and to really be able to follow a case from the beginning to the end.
They have a terrific training program at Betzedek. What it does is really give the hands-on experience to these young, enthusiastic lawyers to be and show them how to use their judgment, how to use the law, and really help people.
I've given a lot of time to Betzedek this semester, but I feel that what I've gotten from it was so much more. It's amazing. It feels really good because you know that you're helping these people who otherwise don't have a voice. I wish that there was more I could do, and I wish that there would be more people wanting to get involved with such an organization that has the ability to really reach out and maximize its potential.
I'm Betzedek.
Ani helik ketzat shel Betzedek.
Ich ben Betzedek.
Felice Coutron came to Bet Tzedek because she'd been caring for her 6-year-old granddaughter for many years. The parents were out of the picture for a variety of reasons, and Felice wanted to establish legal guardianship.
She had been caring for Adriana basically since Adriana was born. My name is Kirsten Albrecht, and I'm an attorney at Bet Tzedek Legal Services. I help great-grandparents like Felice Coutron get guardianship of the grandchildren that they love, like Adriana Garcia. For 6 years, although she had been the caretaker, she had not actually had the legal authority.
The Department of Social Services then called and said that I would have to get legal guardianship of Adriana. They would also have to remove Adriana. And I was extremely upset and said, no, she's been living with me, she's not with her parents.
During the process of filing the papers, we are required to give notice to both the mother, the father, and the paternal and maternal grandparents.
They were going to put her in a foster home, and I didn't want that. And then they also told me because of my age, they didn't think that I would be able to have guardianship.
We were aware that the father might actually show up at the hearing that we had scheduled at in the probate court. I think for any individual who's never been to court before, it can be a terrifying experience.
Adriana's father did not show up at the court, which relieved me greatly, and all of us, all the tension was gone.
And the judge, granted her petition and said, you are now the legal guardian of your 6-year-old great-granddaughter, Adriana.
Obviously, family relationships are complicated. Guardianship cases and other family court cases are really tricky minefields, and Kirsten Albrecht is an incredibly sensitive advocate for Bet Tzedek and for these families.
I think that Bet Tzedek's project is unique. I think that we have brought resources to represent these clients in Los Angeles County.
Everything turned out beautifully. So I'm grateful, very grateful to Bet Tzedek.
When I see them together, whether it was the very first time that I met them, I can tell that this child loves her great-grandmother, looks up to her. I know that Mrs. Coutron knows that she's the one who's responsible for taking care of Adriana.
I love her like the whole wide world.
I am Bet Tzedek.
I'm Bet Tzedek.
Yo soy Bet Tzedek.
I met Harriet at a beach club party in 1946. On March 47, March 16th, we were married. So it was pretty quick. We were celebrating my 80th birthday, and just 4 days later, Harriet suffered a stroke.
Jerry Cohen's situation is becoming more and more typical for Bet Tzedek's clients. He came to us for help, wound up working with Janet.
I'm Janet Morris. I work for Bet Tzedek. I help family caregivers get the resources they need to care for their loved ones. When Jerry took his oath to Harriet, in sickness and in health, he really meant it, because at no time did he ever waver once in deciding that he wanted to be the caregiver for Harriet in their home, and he would do anything for her.
I was very devoted to my wife of 58 years.
His story ultimately was featured in a PBS documentary called Thou Shalt Honor. Everyone knows that the aging population in the United States is growing, and at Bet Tzedek we see its effects all the time. We have more and more clients who are seeking to care for elderly relatives in their homes.
There's many, many people out there like Jerry who want to be caregivers at home and can't because they can't afford it.
But if, however, you place the patient into the nursing home, the state would pick up the tab. I wanted none of that regarding a nursing home. That was out of my mind from the get-go.
I met Jerry at a LA Caregiver Resource Center conference where I was speaking, and he came up to me afterwards and said, I cannot believe that I am not qualified because I want to keep my wife at home. But he pushed me a little harder, and I looked a little further, and I found out that there was a very small program which would qualify Jerry for services at home.
This way, Harriet was given care 7 days a week.
Jerry and I won. We got Medi-Cal to cover the services at home for Harriet, and Jerry was able to give her a comfortable, dignified life at home.
Bet Tzedek helped me so much, and if I can be of any help to them, it would be my pleasure.
Unfortunately, Harriet died last October, but I'd like to think that Bethzetic really did achieve something, which was to let Harriet and Jerry live a high quality of life in their own home.
Janet Morris, for more than 20 years, has been working with families in LA who are trying to care for relatives with Alzheimer's and dementia, and she is a leading figure in this country.
Bethzetic is a great place for people who like challenges because all of our clients and our cases present big challenges. It's really the best job I could ever want or have, and I have been here for 19 years, so I must like it a little bit.
I am Bethzetic.
I'm Bethzetic.
I am Bethzetic.
We're Bethzetic!
I'd like to think there's a little bit of Bethzetic in all of us, and all of us make Bethzetic possible. All of you make Bethzetic possible.
Thank you, Bethzetic.